argue with the pastor that, say one or two. I was like, who is this person arguing with pastor and all that? So I now realize that she's the kind of person that doesn't hide what she feels, and which is a very good thing as well, to point out, to settle issue on the point where the issue came from. So when I saw the argument, I was like, oh, maybe because I'm just knowing her, and people, some of the persons, they already knew the kind of person she was, but me, I was still surprised that who argue with pastor in this our generation and all that. So, here we are. I never knew that God was trying to, do one thing, do A+A+2, and here we are.
Okay, thank you. Don't mind Mr. Oluwatobi, you argue. Okay. I'm a very sensitive.
So, like I said, that was where I met her at first, and things started.
Things. I don't like the word things. Things.
And let's just keep it that way, so we don't overflow the issue there.
All right. You said things started. So I would like to ask, what do you like about this beautiful woman?
There's a lot I like. Just like I have said, when I met her, the first thing that drew my attention was, who is this person that, normally when your pastor is trying to say one or two things, you like just get to listen to. But at the point, after everything, it was concluded that it was the pastor that was actually wrong. And the pastor also, had to like apologize and all that. So from there, that was where we started. And I began to like her sincerity. When you have a woman who is sincere and who is, you know, open enough for you to see whatever thing that person is doing, that's actually something to she doesn't know all this, so that's something you need to, hold very well. You don't even try to lose something like that or somebody like that in your life. Yeah, so one of the things I like is our sincerity, and of course, when we got into this marriage, another thing I like is the chastisement. When I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to do, she is the first person to people. Are you not supposed to be doing this? Are you not supposed to be doing that? So she's always chastising me to be, to be better. Yeah, I think on that I'll just hold on to the rest.
So it's not chastisement. So it's calling him to order, like pointing him to some things. Don't mind this man. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. I've not heard that part of my sincerity before. But anyway, so nice. Yes, I'm very sincere person, and that is it. Do you know this year will be our 5th year in this beautiful journey called
Okay.
marriage? And it's nice, like it's so wonderful doing life with Mr. Watobi. He has been a very nice person. Me now, you are not asking me, but I really want to talk about this man. This man is oh,
Wait, is this why we are here?
this man is everything.
Okay.
There are times you say, "Oh, what I asked, what I ordered versus what I got," and the result is always wrong. But trust me, I actually wanted to settle for less, but we serve a God. He says the thoughts I have towards you,
Hey, my eyes is pushing.
and
Oh,
the thoughts of good and not of evil, to give us an expected end. And he gave me the best of the best of the best of the best. He gave me his own very son. Mr.
Okay.
Luatobi is a very gentle and quiet. Yes, that's him. No
Okay.
need for, I don't need to sugarcoat it. That's just who he is. And if you do something wrong to Mr. Luatobi, he will settle it with God for you. Don't worry. You will not even need to address it with you. Unlike Mrs. Oluwatobi, if you do something wrong, I address it and we move on. Yeah. But Mr. Oluwatobi, don't worry. You're so good with him. He knows how to contain himself. I admire a whole lot of things about him. And babe, this is me telling you I love
Yeah,
you.
my eyes is pushing me right now.
Yeah, don't worry, let it push you. You're my own show. I love you so
I
much, and
love
I
you
appreciate
too.
all that you do for me, for the children. So I want to I want you to advise, those times while you were still single.
Yeah.
I'm so sure there was something you were looking up to, like the kind of woman you really want to marry.
Okay.
That time you do not even think of marrying one woman that already has a child out of wedlock, that is this and that. This lady, her mouth is so. What's your advice for
Mm.
the singles? Like,
Okay.
something like that.
So the first thing I will say then, buttress more on it is that waiting on God for who to marry is not old school. It's not old school. You know, you still need to trust God, wait on God to choose your spouse as well. Like he said, my plan was not to marry somebody. I had, um, how will I put it? You know,
A
I have
taste.
a taste and a desire already on
Mm,
who I want to marry. But as God will have it, here I am, married to the best woman in the whole world. You understand? So waiting on God is not an old school.
yeah.
It's still very valid in this our generation. If you really want to last, if you really want your marriage to last forever, waiting on God is not an old school. So my advice is wait on God for your spouse. Although even if I didn't wait like that for my wife, we won't always have the same experience on waiting on God for our spouse.
That's
So they
very
are
important.
different. God is not rigid. God is dynamic. So the way
Mm,
I meet with God will be different from the way you meet with God. So we need to try to balance this thing so that you won't say because the person waited on God for 5 years for his spouse. I also have to wait for God for 5 years to get. So yours might just be weak, and God will say, "This is the person." And of course, God most time doesn't speak audibly, but as a child of God, the Spirit bears witness with your spirit to know who and who. Scripture say, "By the fruit
Shani.
you shall know them." So there is always a red flag. So except if you want to, turn blind eye to the red flags you are seeing. You understand? I think I'm already being serious. I'm getting serious right now.
This
So,
one is preaching.
so
No,
all these things are actually one of the things we really need to, um, am I going to put in place when trusting God for your spouse, especially this time. So time where a lot of emotions are in display.
mm,
People are emotions are high
ah,
and all those things. So
really
there's a need
purpose.
for you to. And one of the things I have to tell believers when you are trusting God for your spouse, you have somebody already who you are, whether you like it or not, even though you are hiding it, you have somebody who you are eyeing already. So what you need to do is check with God, check with the Spirit. The Spirit bears witness. Check, because I believe that believers should marry believers. And so nobody is perfect. No man is perfect. I have
Somebody
my
on
flaws. My wife
equally
has
yoked.
her flaws, and we bring all this together to try to work on our weaknesses, and we work on our strength as well. You understand? So all these things are things we need to actually put in check. Thank
Thank you. I won't say, this one is preaching. No, say you know go collect honorarium. Thank you so much, Mr. Loatobi. Hey, I don't know why just now. Although I have other questions to ask, but right now I really want to ask: how do you advise people to deal with pain, rejection? There are times when you just maybe you serve you breakfast
Ah,
nah, or you're already in the marriage and there's one thing pain. Like how do you handle that kind of
okay, so are you saying in marriage, right? Or
to a
outside?
single
Okay,
and also to the married? I just wanted to address that, Mr.
okay.
Luatobi.
So I feel
Brief.
pain is part of life.
Mm,
Pain is part of life. So in life, you can't, nobody in life can avoid or try to maneuver pain. Pain is what everybody will eventually go through or pass through. And pain is something that teaches, when you open your head very well, it will teach you. You learn from it. and if you decide not to learn, you get the same result again. You understand? So when you're in a relationship and maybe they serve you breakfast, it's for you to go and do what? Just the breakfast that you've been served, just go back to where you're coming from and sit down and think on what really happened, what did I do, or what did I see, what did I try to learn that got me this serving of breakfast of a thing. So like I said, pain actually will mold us to be a better person, to learn from whatever thing that we've encountered. And also in marriage, just like where we've heard stories where people just leave marriage within 3 months, or because they
2
could not
weeks.
undo whatever thing that was happening there. So before then, I believe there was already a red flag and all those things. So as a believer, since you're already in the marriage, the best thing is for you to look for how, of course, how the marriage will work. So just like we said, one person cannot make it right. The two persons have to come together to make it work. Do you understand? One person
Yeah.
can never make it. There's always an extra effort from one person. One an extra effort from one person. Then the other effort from the other person. When you bring it together, it makes the marriage work. You understand? And if you are going through, maybe your husband or your wife is actually not giving you what you want, then I feel it is time for you to open up. You understand? You need to open up at that point where you share your feelings. No, this is not what we discussed. This is not what we agreed on. Now, then, at this time, you are bringing the atmosphere where you guys come together and how am I going to put it now? Um, and you will plan and you will strategize so that things will begin to work. Because looking at marriage is actually very sweet, but at the same time, it is not easy. When you go through a lot of challenges in the marriage, and it's something that you guys need to come at almost all the time. You just have to come to the drawing board again and say, no, this is not working. Let's find out this will work. Where the wife is not experiencing love from the husband. Maybe the guy is always, going out doing this, not paying attention to the wife, and the wife is going through um lack of love and lack of affection, lack of all these things. So there's a need for the wife to speak up, and I think that's all I can say now. So
That's true though. But for me, I would just like to add, speaking up, you need to speak up to the
yeah,
right
when I
channel.
mention speaking up, there is the need for you to call your husband at first. Then if he is not yielding, that is when you need to look for somebody else who your husband respect a lot.
Hey,
So
Mr. Olatobi, I no agree.
okay.
Who your husband kini? What if the person who your husband look up to is not a believer, is not even doing well in his marriage? So all these things we need to say it. He
Okay.
has to be a sound counselor. Yes, there are times that yes, maybe you are shy in the marriage.
Mm,
At first, maybe you were not a believer,
okay.
but you are now in the marriage and you accepted Christ and everything. You have to find the right kind of people. Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Yes,
So do
ma'am.
not be equally yoked with unbeliever. No verse. So I know not that I'm quoting scripture to spite you, but it's just the truth. You just have to do the right thing
Yeah.
if you want to get a great result.
Yeah.
And for me, marriage should be enjoyed, not endured. No, it shouldn't be endured. You just need to enjoy every minute, every second of marriage. Even though you say, what is this? I'm not saying it will be bed of roses. I'm not saying you just be loving up, loving up, loving up.
Go
Yes,
to
there'll be waiting period and all sorts. Just like you address the part of pain, that every man goes through pain. So the good part of it is while you are going through the pain, you're going through the pain with a wonderful person, somebody that is with you. You have a shoulder
to
to
lean on.
lean on.
Yeah.
So that's what we are saying. Mr. Oluwatobi, it's so nice having you
Thank
here.
you. So,
See, this
yes, you
is
supporting
this
my wife.
this is the beginning of Mr. Oluwatobi coming on this show. It will never be the end. Like you can see how I feel so relaxed. So Mr. Oluwatobi is doing the talking, he's preaching.
I'm not preaching, I'm just saying from the little experience I have.
Experience, not true experience. So just like one thing I learned is what people have gone through. It's not compulsory you go through those mistakes. You just need to learn from them.
Yeah,
Just like Mr.
very
Oluwatobi said,
important.
this is how he met his own wife. He has said that you might meet your own spouse in a different way. And for those who are still single, yes, you say let the single breathe. Yes, you will breathe. Let the married too breathe. You are breathing. But I just want you to know that time is when it is your time, it is your time.
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm eating the when it
Yeah,
is your time, it is your time.
it's correct, Ama.
When it is your time, it is your time.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. Just go according to the plan of God. If you put rice on fire and the rice is not done, and you are just so hungry, you're just so hungry. By the time you remove the rice, if it's not done, you won't be able to eat it. You hurt your tooth. It might not even be it might be all the teeth. You hurt your tongue if it is too hot. So please, Pongpe, calm down, chill, farabale. So this is me saying I want to sign out. And I want to say thank you for coming here. I love you. I love you with the love. I love you. I love you with the love of God.
Okay.
So thank you, baby,
Yeah.
and thank you, everyone. I'd like you to share this link. I'd like you to like,
Yeah.
share, and
And subscribe.
subscribe. Hit it. God bless you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.